In this video we will take this picture and turn it into this JSON data with calorie information using the OpenAI API. So let's get started. Wow. So let's start by finding a picture of some food. We can take this hamburger menu picture, for example. Looks fine. Let's see if ChatGPT will accept to calculate the calories of this image. Let's calculate a total and then a list for each item on the picture. And let's see what it says. Hamburger, yes, it's calculating the calories for hamburger. Of course, this needs to be taken with a grain of salt since this is just for educational purposes. Okie dokie. Now let's see if we can get that in JSON data. Because that's what we need. JSON data in a reliable format that we can use for a backend API. So in this video we will focus on the backend API to get this data from the OpenAI API. Let's create a new repository for this project. Calorie counter is a good name, or good enough name. Don't forget to subscribe and like and leave your comments. So we are going to build this with a Node.js backend. I'm making this public. I might share it in the description below so you can go and check the code yourself. And let's clone this repository so we can start coding. New window, that's our JSON data example. Let's open a new folder that we created. Don't save. So let's get started. backend folder for the Node.js backend, and a frontend folder. That's what we need later on. Let's make the index.js file, and I'm using Google Cloud Functions for hosting my Node.js backends. I think it's a bit simpler than the AWS Lambda functions, for example. So now I'm gonna copy some boilerplate code from my projects, from my Novel AI project. The source folder, let's move it there. Yeah. Copy some front-end code. Make some index files for the front end. Let's copy this one. And we have to clean it out a bit, remove everything about Novel's AI, and then we have a simple index HTML for the upcoming tutorials. But for now, we will focus on the backend of this project. Calorie estimate backend using AI. So let's copy all the general things from Novel's AI that's needed. Paste it in, so I don't have to write boilerplate code from scratch. Let's see what packages we need. Change the name. Calorie counter backend. Sounds good. Description. Boom. Change the description. An app that counts calories using AI. The rest looks fine. So there's my Google Cloud functions. I don't need a storage for now, and not text to speech. The rest, I don't need Firebase either. The rest looks fine. Oh, let's upgrade the dependencies. So we have the latest and greatest. Let's go to the backend and npm install. Okay, something went wrong. Some dependency that can't be resolved. So we need an older version of ESLint. ESLint 9 is too new. This one is the latest on version 8. So let's use that one.
Let's see if it goes better now. Okay, that went better. 0 vulnerabilities, that's quite good. Okay, so now let's add the boilerplate code just to create a Google function that can be run in Google Function Cloud. And it can also be run locally, of course, as we will do in this project. Let's do the try catch. Okay. Change the indentation to 2 spaces. That's what I like. Okay, let's take this general code. Some access control and some other checks that might be needed. Fix some indentation, like so. We don't really need any metadata at this point, so let's delete this part. Yeah, this is good enough for now. Let's rename this function to something more relatable. Calories. Yeah, good enough for now. Yeah, and this will be our image input. Yeah, and if we don't have an image input, we will return a bad request return. So let's do that. 400, yes. Set a double check. Missing image. So that's good enough for now. These errors maybe should be written as JSON data in the future to make it proper REST API. But let's worry about that later. Let's copy the OpenAI function from Novels AI. Okay, let's copy this one to our project. So here we have a simple function to call the OpenAI chat API. And we want to set the response format to JSON object. JSON object, yes. Let's see how we can send an image to the API. Yeah, okay. So that's going to be a message content. So we need to edit the messages a bit. I need a text input and then the image input. An array of content. We need an image URL input. Yeah, we can use the new GPT-4o mini model. Probably the cheapest and good enough for this use case. Let's add the image URL. Add the URL. And this we will have to send into this method. Image URL. Like so. Yeah. Our linting says we need camel case, so let's do that. Then we will need a text content. The GPT prompt that we need to write. Let's add that one to content. Type text. Then we need to add a text. And here we're gonna go and copy the prompt we used for when we did this conversion manually in ChatGPT and reuse that one. Then we add this part as well. Not sure if it's needed. tell it what format we want it in, so we always get it in the same structure, so the JSON data is predictable. Otherwise it will be hard for the frontend to parse it later. Yeah, we can also use ChatGPT to help us write the prompt. So it's a bit of ChatGPT in Inception. Let's show what I've done so far. Yeah, let's fix the quotes correctly again. So, okay. Let's see what suggestions we will get from it. Yeah. Yep. Let's copy the code. Let's go. Okay, so the only thing I care about here is the prompt, basically. So we can tell it what format we want. And don't trust the other code, because it don't seem to follow the new API. So let's add the prompt here. Yeah, this one can be quite useful. So that's a good suggestion. Then we have the user prompt. Then we have the image URL. Okay, so that's that linting error. Yeah, so I think I want to rewrite this a bit. Take this content. And then just add the prompt as the text. Then the prompt goes here to the text field. Then we can remove this part. Okay, so now we are getting somewhere. So I think this one's starting to look fine. Now let's go back to the index. Let's rename the input to image URL. And now we're gonna call this new function that we created. we will have the image URL as input. The image URL can be a URL to an image on the web, or it can be a base64 image data. So this user part we can just put in some hard-coded name for now. We don't really have any users in these applications at this time. No authentication. Then we have to deal with the response. And let's see if we can log the response to begin with. So we can start testing this out. I guess this one we changed to 500 error, since you can't be an unauthorized on. Okay, let's see. Okay, and now npm start. I cannot load the function because I renamed it, so we have to change the name in the start to calories. Okay, so it's only one place. Now it might be working, and we are up and running. So let's go to the page and check. Unauthorized. Yeah, we can remove the check for unauthorized, since we're not having any authorization for this API. It's completely open at this point. So bye bye. Okay, so now we can restart and see what happens. Try again. Now we don't have an image in the request, so that's correct. So let's add an image URL to the request. Let's find some picture. Meatballs, yes. Let's take a picture of meatballs. And let's see how this goes. Something is happening. And one thing to note is that I already have the OpenAI API key credentials locally, so that's something you need to add to create the OpenAI setting. Restart it. Let's see how it goes now. Oh, we got something back. A bit too much. So we need to return the content. That's the JSON response we want to return. Let's try that again. Yeah, we can remove the console log and start again. See how it looks. Loading, and there we have it. Meatballs, we have some salsa, partially garnish. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, this looks good. We want to return JSON. See how that looks like. Then we get the correct headers directly and things like that. And let's try some other meal, perhaps pizza. Take a random picture here. Yeah, this one. Let's see, let's replace the image URL to this one. Okay, so this looks parsed incorrectly. Okay, let's see. So we need to clean up this data a bit. Let's do that. So let's make this parsed to JSON, from string to JSON. Like so. Let's see if this makes it look any better. And reload. Something crashed. Let's try starting that again. Now let's see. It's loading. Yep, now it looks much better. So here we have our JSON response in a reliable format. So we had some milk, we had some salad, and we had some pizza. And again, the result needs to be taken with a grain of salt. So thanks for watching.